Guess what, bitch? Coronavirus! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real!
It basically just comes in and allows me to crop. So if there's an issue, yes, you look a little bit better, but if there's an issue with the crop, I can go in and zoom without losing quality.
Okay.
That's all 4K does.
But if you do it with 1080p, it'd be different.
If you do it with 1080p and you zoom in, you go down to 720p.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like,
shit, I don't know that.
so you have 4,000 pixels on the screen.
Yeah.
The more you zoom in, once you pass 1080p, at that point, it starts to get blurry. 1080p is HD. So that's what we call high definition.
Yeah.
It's okay, but nowadays it's like you want 4K. Not for the look, but for the post-production purposes. So with 4K, I'm allowed to go in and reframe it. Or, yes, you get a little bit better quality, but everyone's phones are 1080p screens. Like, there's no real purpose for it besides reframing. That's the only purpose. But, yeah. All right, welcome to the 2 Cents Podcast.
Hi.
So, this is quarantine episode 3. We filmed 3 in the same day. Obviously, we're not changing clothes.
Yeah. I've worn the same clothes 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, we're filming 3 in the same day. We're taking our safety precautions for coronavirus, and that is the topic for today's podcast. Yeah. We're going to talk about the most trending thing out right now, and not just trending, but the most worldwide pandemic that
It's literally affecting every single person in the entire fucking world right now.
If you don't know about it, is there anyone that doesn't know about
There's
it?
no one that doesn't know about
Like,
it, bro. Like,
I feel like everyone knows about it. Maybe not, but there's probably majority of the people in the world that know about it.
It
So,
affects everyone, bro. Like, I mean, shit, bro, that's crazy.
have you ever thought about homeless people?
Dude, yes,
Do
bro.
they know about it?
I read this thing and people were like, this hotel like was tweeting about, or not hotel like tweeting, but like they were talking about like this hotel is like losing business because it has so many open rooms. And someone like quoted it on Twitter and was like, there's thousands of homeless people on the streets and you
Let
have
them
empty
use it.
hotels. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You know,
That's
shit like
crazy.
that.
That's crazy.
But like, yeah, dude, I feel bad for homeless people, bro. 'Cause,
Right?
like, they literally have no choice, bro, but to fucking like, if they come in contact with it, they have no choice, like, or like opportunity to fix it.
I can't even put myself there.
No.
You know, it's hard. You think like, oh, I know what it's like to be homeless, or I can put myself in that shoe. I can't. And especially during this time period, bro, I feel so bad.
No, they don't have access to health care, bro.
No.
They would never get tested in a million years.
They live in a
fucking homeless.
survivalist lifestyle. It's survival. It's not like, oh shit, you know, I got to edit a podcast today. I got to edit a video. It's like, no, I'm literally begging for food. I'm trying to find food.
Sad, bro. And like, I never really like grasped like the fucking terribleness of homelessness until I went to Austin, bro.
Yeah.
In Seattle. When I went to Seattle, bro, there's homeless people
Yes.
everywhere, dude. Nothing compared to like in San Antonio, you'll like go to stoplight, like in the actual city, and you'll see like one dude like sitting there with a cardboard box, like, you know, like, help me. But like, no, bro. Like in Austin, there's literally a bridge where there's like,
oh, I know,
hundreds of homeless people
dude,
just like chilling under there with tents
me and
shit.
Alexis went there for her sorority. Oh, okay. I was just gonna say it because we're gonna have to cut. Basically, if you ever see us stop, it's because we have our previous podcast recorded on here, and I'm trying to delete it. Okay. Besides the point, it's hard to talk because you're hearing the podcast and it keeps popping up from our last podcast, but we're back to it. So me and Alexis went to her sorority's formal, and it was in Austin, and we went there, and under the bridge, we passed that bridge you're talking about, it was hundreds of homeless people.
A lot of fucking people, dude.
They crowd in that area for a purpose. Like, I don't know what the purpose is. I would say it's like harder to run them off, like for police to run them off.
Yeah, like you're gonna have to get a lot of police to be like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't know if that's the reason. I don't know if they.
I think there's
have
just
like
a place where they like
a communal.
You know? Yeah,
Yeah.
Like there has to be one place where they like communally like come together.
Yes,
and, like, do that.
And I saw that there, and I had already lived in Boulder. In Boulder, bro, you were there for a week.
Mm-hmm.
there are so many homeless
Because
people.
it's an expensive place to live.
And it's, dude, for them,
I didn't think it was because you told me how much your apartment costs. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, you know, that's not too bad. But
Yeah.
like I looked it up and apparently like it's a really fucking expensive place.
top
to live.
10 in the nation.
Damn.
Top
Damn.
10. It's one of the higher 10, but
Damn.
top 10, one of the most expensive places to live. I went to a Subway and bought a $12 Subway sandwich. Who the fuck?
It's fucked up,
Bro,
That's real fucked up.
$12? And they literally advertised $5 footlong on a commercial. It's like, no, in Boulder, you're going to pay 12. Dude, but I got lucky with the apartment.
Bullshit, bro. I've never had a footlong that was $5.
No,
Bro.
neither
Fuck
have I.
you, Subway.
Neither have
You're
I.
a lying son of a bitch.
Bro, it's always like, okay, I actually know it by the dot, 7:33. I would... at
Get a
Texas,
Subway that much,
bro, at Texas
motherfucker.
State, that's where I go, bro.
Fair enough.
That's where I go. But so in Colorado, we would skate everywhere.
Yeah.
So we would pass this one dude, and he was super nice. So I would always give him. One time I gave him cash. Most of the time we gave him Pop-Tarts. He loves Pop-Tarts. He liked the cinnamon brown or brown cinnamon.
I love brown
Dude,
sugar.
he would always ask for them, and Jordan would always buy them for him. But he would also buy bread. He's like, bread's cheap and it lasts them for a while. So we would get bread for them, and it's the same dude. There's sometimes two, and we'd like mix and match and give it to them and them. But there was this one dude one time where we're driving down the street, or we're riding down the street on the skateboards. Ryan's on a bike, I'm on a skateboard, Jordan's on a longboard. And we zoom by, and I'm riding on the, like riding a skateboard on pebbles is
Yeah.
like super
Oh, it's
bitchy.
terrible, bro.
Well, I
It's so
fell, and he started laughing at me. And so I was like, damn, like, I'm not gonna be mean because like obviously he's going through a rough time.
That's probably the best thing he's ever seen.
Yeah, I probably made his day. Well, I get up and he walks over to me and he's like, haha, that was funny. And I was like, yeah, I laughed and I started to ride off because I'm not being like, I don't mean this in any negative way, but I didn't want to talk to him. I
Yeah.
wanted to go, and they were still waiting on me up there. So I'm riding off and he goes, fuck you, bitch. And I'm just like, I turn around. I don't say anything. I look at him. He's like, yeah, fuck you. He's like, I'm out here living on the fucking streets and you can't even offer me anything. And I was just like, oh, dude. And I feel bad because I know he's going through a rough time, but I'm also on the other end. It's like, dude, fuck you.
Yeah, like you didn't bro, you didn't have to fucking say that to me. All I did was fall in front of an skateboard
Yes.
on you. Like, there's no reason for you to fucking like wish any evil upon me.
And it was just weird because I was conflicted in my head. I was like, dude, I'm mad, but I shouldn't be. But then I was like, maybe I should.
Okay, but that's the thing, bro. Just because they're homeless doesn't mean that they're not any more of a human being than you are. They
True.
deserve the same amount that you would give to anyone else. You know, like
Well,
yeah. Even though they're lower than you on like the actual like scale,
Financial scale.
yeah. Like that doesn't mean they're any less of a human than you. Which is
No,
exactly
yeah.
how I believe rich people. Like you shouldn't treat rich people on any more of a scale than you would
Agreed.
someone like on our level as well.
Agreed.
Like,
And I didn't treat him differently, but
Yeah.
I felt weird.
pity.
Yeah.
You
And
pitied him.
I did, and I felt weird afterwards. It made me feel really weird because I was angry because he was like, fuck you, bitch. And I was just like, but I shouldn't be.
Also, why would you say anything to them? Because he has nothing to lose. You know.
True.
Literally, if you were to treat that like if someone did that to me, you know, like that was like not homeless, I'd be like, what the fuck is your problem?
Yeah.
Like, and hypothetically, if you got into a fight with him, he has nothing to lose, bro.
Yeah.
I would never fuck with someone who has nothing to lose.
Well, I would never fight a homeless person.
I would never fight
I'm not
a
even a
homeless
fighter. Like,
No, I would never fight anyone in the first like place at all.
unless you cross the line, but that line is very far.
Very far.
So
Yeah, like you'd have to. You would. I'm a pretty fucking nice person. Okay, I would like to consider you would have to cross a very fucking hard, deep line
Yeah.
for me to actually be that pissed off to punch you. In the
yeah, and I never even felt that. It was a weird, conflicting feeling. But there was a ton of people in Boulder that were homeless. You
Yeah.
couldn't go down. I think it was called Manhattan Street. That's the street that was. You know where the grocery store.
Was it Pearl Street or no?
Pearl Street was the mall. Pearl
Okay,
Street
all
is
right.
like.
You're talking about where that. What was that grocery store called? That was right next to your house. Come on, bro. You fucking
Dude, I
lived
can't
there.
remember.
Something quick, right?
No, it was something different. It was weird. I can look it up, but
It's like their Walmart. Or
it's like
HEB or something.
HEB.
like that.
Yeah, it was just a basic grocery store, but it's that road.
Because I know in Florida it's Publix. That's their HEB. of
Fuck.
Florida.
We're gonna have to look this up, but I'm gonna keep talking
I
about
know
it.
what you're talking about because we get longboarded there. Like I literally went there like fucking 5 or 6 different times, like looking for food and shit. We're not looking buying food.
All right, I typed in Boulder, Colorado grocery store. The fuck? This is not Sprouts. Oh yeah, Whole Foods. Whole Foods is where Jordan went most of the time. Trader Joe's. Dude, Safeway.
Safeway.
That's what it
There we
was.
go. Yeah, fucking Safeway.
Safeway was it. That was the
Yeah.
grocery store. But it was that street, and everyone was on there. Homeless people were on Pearl Street too, but that was where the mall is. If you haven't been to Boulder, there's 3 main streets of Boulder. Boulder's not a very big city besides the mountain range, which Flatirons are on the northern point. And you come in from Denver, you drive down, you take a right. Flatirons are to your left, and my apartment was on Manhattan Street, which is one of the first streets of like Boulder in the city.
Okay.
So Manhattan's here. I don't know the middle street, but then the third street was Pearl Street. It was really close together, which was nice. But Manhattan Street had a fuck ton of homeless people on it.
Damn.
It was so much.
There were a lot of like houses on the neighborhood, like on that street
Dude,
too.
you know how much houses are there?
How many?
Bro, no, how like much cost wise? Bro, that one house that has like the whole glass floor was like $4 million.
You're
And it was just like
fucking
single story, but it was dope. It was super dope.
Yeah, I mean, all glass house is expensive anywhere,
Bro,
but like
$4 million. Yes. Because they were selling it.
How
and
much
we
was
looked
just
it
like a
up.
regular house? You know, like in one of those
No
suburbs
idea.
that we saw.
No idea.
Can't be. Fuck. Damn.
It's
that's crazy.
more expensive than Texas for
100
sure.
Dude, you know what? Texas is one of the most cheapest places to live.
Yeah.
In, like
They were talking about like $400 house or $400,000 houses here are literally like in California is like a fucking shed. Yeah.
Literally like a 1-story fucking 2-bedroom house
That's crazy.
with like a half bathroom.
But also minimum wage, $15 an
California?
hour.
Yeah, that's
so
pretty high.
definitely the economic standpoint in California, maybe the same as ours. I don't know how that, and I'm not talking about like, $15 an hour, $7 an hour here, whatever, but the difference, the margin in between. It's like, if I make $15 an hour here, $400,000 house a month, or for the whole, it's like, well, if you, I don't know how to run the math on that off the top of my head, but
It's just inflation, you know, like shit
No.
like that. Or no, I'm sorry, not inflation.
Not inflation.
Fucking, goddamn it, I'm sorry, I'm fucking stupid.
oh
Just quote
God,
that, sorry.
you fucking zoned out real quick.
I did, bro. I did.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
but let's get back to coronavirus. So this all started with coronavirus.
Yeah,
so this
dude.
episode is basically about how it's affecting us and kind of our thoughts on it. Because for me, obviously, we've never gone through something like
Dude,
this.
Yeah, we're literally living through a fucking historical event.
Yes,
which
that's
is
what my
you
history
pointed out.
professor-
Yeah, you pointed that out. You were literally living through a major historical
He
event.
emailed us and he said, "Don't worry about the next test." Clutch.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Alter. But he was like, "You're living through a historical event," and I was just like, "We are." And hearing my parents say like, "Oh, I've never gone through something like this," bro, that's weird.
crazy.
That's weird. You think like, you're like maybe you go to your parents for comfort, like, "Oh, are we gonna be good?" No, I don't know. It's like, oh
No,
fuck.
like I'm experiencing this with you, dude.
Dude,
Like,
it's like, fuck, man. Like, I don't know where the end is. When I hear people say, I think someone texted Alexa saying, "Oh, yeah, they got the numbers wrong. It's going to be 2 weeks."
I don't think so, bro. No one knows, bro.
No one knows. And I don't think 2 weeks. Like, if you ask me, I think it's going to be months.
It's definitely gonna be months.
It's like the idea behind it is the curve. So you've probably heard about this, but obviously, if we have the very sharp curve, this point up top is where people won't receive healthcare. And like they won't receive the ventilators they need. They won't have the options available. And at that point, people are playing God of choosing who lives and who dies. An 80-year-old or a 12-year-old, obviously 12-year-old, but no one should be playing God.
Yeah.
You know, that's shitty. So we're trying to flatten the curve. But if we let it go, I don't know where I got this information from, so don't take it like it's valid, but I heard that the sharp curve would come down quicker, so we could be done with it in 3 months versus the flattening the curve, which takes time to do, and it could be anywhere from 12 to 18 months. And I was like,
crazy.
when I heard that,
I could not imagine going through this shit for fucking more than a year, bro.
dude,
Honestly,
I was so like shocked when I heard that, and it was from a doctor, but I don't know his credentials, so I'm speaking on this lightly, but he was estimating about 12 to 18 months of hearing about it. Maybe not quarantine, but hearing about it. Quarantine, I think we should keep doing it until obviously it
stops. Yeah, when it
stops.
Because we're nearing the peak now. Honestly,
Yes.
like we're literally like probably if not near the peak, we're in the peak right now.
Yeah.
But shit, dude. Yeah, anything could fucking happen.
There was, I think, I could totally be wrong, but there was one day, there's a guy I follow on Instagram who always posts updates. He's like, oh, we reached 1 million cases, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. When we reached 1 million, that was when I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, that was a few days ago. But there was one day that had 15,000 new cases in the United States.
Damn.
It's crazy. That's crazy. And another thing, I want to ask you this. This is totally opinion. Don't take this for fact. Do you think this was genetically made? Dude.
I don't know, man. I truly, honest to like anything, bro.
If you watch our last episode, you'll understand. Actually, this one's going to come out before that one. This one's going to
probably the first one.
Just watch the philosophy episode.
Watch our philosophy episode. To anything out there, man, like, fuck, bro. Honestly, I don't know. You never truly know, bro.
Yeah.
Because this shit, I remember, if you think about it, coronavirus first came out, like, in, like, 2012. Like, it was first
There's
discovered.
multiple coronaviruses.
Well, okay, apparently, I read somewhere, I don't know if it's true or not, coronavirus is, like, just, like, what they classify as, like, flu-like symptoms, you know?
Yeah, I haven't heard that, but I've heard that there are multiple, not strains of coronavirus, but types of it.
Yeah, like COVID-19 is a form of coronavirus.
Yes,
you
yeah.
know? Like coronavirus is a very broad spectrum.
It's
of,
the
like,
genre.
different types. Yeah, it's the genre. There we go. Yeah. But COVID-19 is specifically what's fucking everyone up right now. And honestly, I don't know for sure, but I want to say because it definitely came from eating pangolins. I think it was.
Yes.
I talked about this.
Well,
because that's what people say it literally originated from. Because China is one of the only places that eats exotic animals like that.
I've heard multiple things. Again, don't take this for facts, but this is what I've heard. I've heard that at the wet market, which is in China, and that was in Wuhan, there was bats that were being hung up above.
And it's disgusting. Like the fucking areas that they hold these animals in, like it's disgusting, bro. Like they're not kept sanitary.
Well, it's not legal, but they still do it. But
yeah.
it's like one of those things that's not enforced. But the bats were being hung above it, and the pangolians were on the. Everyone calls them armadillos. They're pangolians, which is a very rare form of an armadillo. It's an armadillo species, but it's really rare. And I think they believe something within the scales of them. Like they eat them for a certain reason. I'm not sure why, but the bats were dripping something on the pangolians that eventually.
Really?
That's what I heard. But also the genetically formed version of that. I don't know if I believe it or if I don't. If you had asked me 3 days ago, do you think this is genetically formed? I would have said no. After hearing from a doctor where he was like, well, it's weird how SARS happened. So SARS is a very similar infection, or what would we call it? We'll say a virus. There's a very similar virus that was spreading, but the infection rate was, I think it was like 8 times less than COVID-19.
Okay.
SARS came from the same place.
Bro, actually, hold up. Wait. Kind of weird. We said we'd never gone through this, but we kind of went through something similar almost with
Which
the
one?
swine flu. Remember?
Yeah.
It's not the same, but it was kind of similar.
We got an extra week off.
It was 2 weeks. Remember?
Oh,
It was
okay.
2 weeks that we got off from school.
Well, we had
basically,
spring break,
out.
and then we had the
2
extra
weeks,
week.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if that was as serious as this,
No.
but like I do now, like thinking about it, like I do remember
Yeah.
like, that shit was like.
but as a kid, you don't realize.
exactly, yeah. I was in fucking like middle school or
No,
something
and-
like that, bro. I was like, oh fuck yeah, we get 2 weeks off of school.
But what's
Fuck.
sad is I saw a video too about these 2 toddlers, like barely could speak, and they could speak, but they were talking about what's corona, and they were talking about it, and he said, "Oh, it's a." They're obviously not using these big words, but they're saying like it's an infection.
They can't
And
fully grasp. what's
No,
going
but
on.
they said it, and they start playing with their toys, and it's just like, damn, like I don't know if it's as bad as they say, but I also think it's sometimes worse than they say. It's like it's this weird contradiction. But I want to get back to the genetic part.
Yeah.
If you had asked me 3 days ago, I would have said no. But I'm like leaning toward. I'm not more than 50%. If I put a percentage to it, I'd say 20% thinking that it was genetically formed for 2 reasons. One, there's a genetic. It's like a Geno farm that was down the street of the wet market in China.
Damn.
And
Yeah, I heard about that. There's something about like a bunch of like different shit going on in Wuhan that like
there was
could
I think it's
affect
called a Geno farm. Maybe wrong, but there was some type of genetically altering where they work on stuff like this. It was within their field of work.
it. Basically just biological warfare. and, like,
Yes, and I'm not accusing anyone of it, but what's weird about it is that SARS was similar, and I think there was another one called maybe MERS. It was another one similar, but when this one came out, it has. So it's only formed through an RNA strand. So DNA is obviously you have your own DNA. Well, this one uses your DNA to form more of the virus and spread.
Okay.
So it has an RNA strand which will attach to you and then spread from there.
Yeah.
It uses your DNA.
Yeah.
Well, what's weird about that is it's spreading at a remarkable rate.
Damn.
That is a little questionable. Like the guy who I got this from was a doctor, and I don't know his name, but I watched his video that he was kind of giving a breakdown of what was happening in his opinions, and he was like, it makes me raise my eyebrows. He's like, I'm not saying it is, but it makes me raise my eyebrows. It's like it's weird because it's spreading so fast, and it's just I don't know if RNA is like rare. Like for a virus to have RNA, I don't think it's rare. I think it's just weird that it's an RNA strand that uses your DNA.
Okay.
But the spreading rate and the infection rate is remarkably big for something like that.
Then would be expected.
Yeah, it's a little abnormal.
Yeah, I
So
feel that.
that to me was like, oh shit. Like it just got me thinking about it. I don't want to say I believe it, but it just got me thinking like, damn, maybe it could be.
Very true. But also, viruses are known to mutate.
Yes.
Viruses are known to mutate way more than normal
Agreed.
like bacteria. Like bacteria, that's easy to kill.
Yeah.
Like that's what hand sanitizer
And-
for. But viruses, that's different, man. That's way
Well,
different.
I'm not a big conspiracy person. So for me saying this, it's like, it's weird. Like I'm a realist.
Yeah.
Is that,
I feel like that's fair.
Yeah,
Like,
I-
I mean, like, okay, personally, like, yeah, like, I will listen to conspiracies, like,
Yeah.
personally, just for my own interest, but also I take it into a very, like,
you take it with a grain of salt.
a grain of salt, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I truly try to look for, like, the logical, because I'm the most logical person you'll ever meet in
Yeah.
your entire life.
Well-
I promise you.
When I talk to you, you very reasonable. Like and when I say reasonable, you'll accept the idea of it,
Mm-hmm.
but you won't judge or you won't make your opinion off of something that you don't
Exactly.
know is fact. So
Exactly. Thank you.
that to me is also where I'm at. It's like unless I know for sure, I'm not gonna say 100% sure that the fucking COVID-19 is genetically formed because I don't know.
Exactly, bro. Unless it's proven fact to me, I wouldn't say skeptical, but I am very fucking, like, just, yeah. I guess skeptical is the right
Well,
word.
I'm a
Like, I don't
realist,
fucking-
and I'm a fucking skeptic when it comes to conspiracies. One of our friends, Marcus, we
Marcus.
always joke with him because he's like, I don't know if he fully believes the conspiracies, but he always brings them up and he talks about them. He's
Yeah.
like, well, what if? And we always fuck with him. So it's funny because I'm on the opposite end. I don't say like he believes them. I don't really know, but he always talks about them.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, I don't know if they're really lizard people.
Unless you give me solid, hard proof, man, like,
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. But also, shit makes sense to me, you know? Like, if I connect the dots in my head,
Yeah.
and I'm like, this is more likely to happen than something else, then I'm like,
Agreed.
obviously, I'm going to lean towards something else, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm never, like, solidified on the idea unless someone has literal proven fact.
Yes,
You know?
I agree
never,
with that.
I never put my faith in something that I don't truly believe in, like, you know, my mind.
Yeah.
I think it's true.
But I don't know, man. It's a weird time that we're living in.
Super weird.
I
can't believe this shit is happening. Like,
Yeah.
Like, I literally cannot believe, like, the
'Cause, like,
fact that
I'm
we're
still
going through shit.
I'm following very, very strict guidelines because I probably said this in a previous podcast, but my girlfriend Alexis, her little sister has been diagnosed with cancer. So we are taking extreme precautions here. We go outside with masks and gloves. We made him wash his hands when he gets here. He's the only one who hasn't gone out.
Yeah, I've been homebodying the fuck out of this
Yeah.
quarantine, bro.
There ain't
Like,
nothing different about your schedule. But it's just weird because it's like beforehand, I think this will make people more cautious of germs and stuff. But beforehand, I would wash my hands after I peed.
Yeah, always.
After I touched a doorknob, didn't think about it. But now it's like, fuck, Corona.
Bro, yeah, I had this Uber Eats guy come to my fucking, give me my fucking shit, you know, from Garcia's. And I was like,
Yeah.
all right, fuck. I took a shower. I fucking wiped down the bag that he handed me. I fucking took my, like, literal, like plate of, like, all my shit outside.
Yeah.
And then I ate it outside.
Damn.
And then I was like, yeah. And then I threw it away in the trash can. I went inside. I took a shower. And then I was like, all right, yeah, I feel like that's good enough for precautions,
Yeah.
you know?
That,
Because, like, think about it, man. He probably delivers to so many people a day.
Very
think
true.
about how many people he comes into contact with.
think about that bag. Think about where
Think
the
about
bag
that
comes
fucking
from.
bag.
All the people that touch
Exactly,
it.
bro. Yeah.
It's like you're definitely contacting a lot of people. And you don't, I didn't think about this stuff before because it was like, yeah, I know germs spread, but nothing's been this bad, you know. And now we're hearing about like, oh shit, full
That's something that
shutdowns.
can actually fucking kill you. That's why
Yeah.
people are freaking out, because this can actually kill you.
Yeah, and they're saying it's more susceptible for older people, which is true. But there have been cases of young, healthy people dying,
Yeah, true.
which is scary, and it's mostly caused from pneumonia type symptoms, where coronavirus doesn't kill you itself,
But it's
it
a respiratory
causes-
disease that
Yeah.
causes pneumonia.
Yeah, and so
Or it can cause pneumonia.
it is scary to think like you're more than likely, like anybody like us is more than likely okay, and we could actually have it because you can be asymptomatic and never know.
Dude, honestly, a lot of people have been talking about, like, they think they had it in, like, November, December
Yeah.
type shit. And, like, also, I got really fucking sick.
You get
around
sick
Christmas time.
every time though, like every year.
Fuck you.
You do though.
Yeah,
you
I
get sick
know.
every single time.
There's one time a year that I get really fucking sick, but it, like, it happened 2 times this year, but, like, there's always one time where I feel like I have the flu. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, but I got really, it was around Christmas time, bro. I got so fucking sick, dude, to where, like, I didn't leave my bed for, like, 3 days straight,
Yeah.
honestly. Like, it was bad.
So, dude, I'm shocked. Really, it's like it's a crazy experience because you're living through something historic, but I'm cautious for Sierra, for my grandma and grandpa, and I don't want to spread it. I don't want to be a cause of someone else getting it. You know,
Exactly, dude.
So I'm cautious, but I'm also nervous. But I'm also like, damn, like is it that bad? Like we all have these mixed feelings about it. I'm pretty sure everyone's within that same range. Yes, you have the extremists who are fucking living in their bunkers right now. They're fucking doomsday bunkers, which
And then you also have the people that are like, this isn't fucking real, bro. The
I think-
government's lying to us. Like,
and I
there
think-
are literally people like that.
Yeah,
that are
oh, I
like,
saw that.
They're either so religious that they're like, oh, well, God will protect me. Like, you know, like,
like
I don't think I need
what-
this. Or they're like, the government is fucking lying. Like,
I'm not familiar with like religion, but I remember my dad said something, and I don't know if it's called. I don't think it's the rapture, but there was something in the Bible that says like this is a normal thing, and
Yeah.
if this is God's doing, okay. And I'm like, damn, like we have some shit to fight this though. Like,
Yeah, like, we
can
can
fucking
stop this.
We can
Don't
fuck
let
this
this-
shit up, bro.
Don't let this happen to you, man. Come on, bro.
So
God damn it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom's all like, fucking, oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
we're all gonna fucking die. And I'm like,
And I don't know about all fucking dying, but I definitely think it's something that needs to be taken serious. I think if you aren't washing your hands and you're not taking it serious and you give someone it or contract it yourself, I think it's fucked up.
fucked up.
So everyone should still take their precautions. Don't take someone else's life for granted. It's not just about you here. I think saying it's a full conspiracy and a lie.
Think about it like this, man. Like, if as soon as this shit came out, everyone stayed in their homes for a solid 2 weeks. As soon as the first case came out, and no one did a fucking
Yeah.
thing. This would not be a thing right now.
Very true. Very
But-
true. But we didn't know. I don't think, like, when they brought him to San Antonio, it was like, okay, well, they're going to quarantine. They're going to be good. But then the one at North Star. And then you hear more. It just,
Yeah,
it
bro.
slowly
Someone
spread
went
from
to
the
our
coast.
fucking HEB in
Well,
our fucking
HEB,
shirts,
there was
bro.
a student and a teacher at Texas State.
That's crazy.
Probably spring breakers. You fucking dicks. But yeah, so we'll pretty much wrap this one up here. I think it's very trendy. One thing too is we can't title it coronavirus on YouTube. We'll get
Really?
demonetized and possibly taken down.
No way.
Yeah, they
That's
don't
kinda
allow
crazy.
it. So we're gonna have to figure some type of thumbnail out. We're gonna have to figure some out there. But
Pandemic talks.
yeah, honestly, that's probably the way to go.
Okay.
But yeah, so everyone stay safe out there. We don't know how bad this is. We don't know how much like it's hard to it's hard to talk about this because it's like I believe it, but then I'm like, I don't know. But everyone stay safe. Wash your hands. Look out for each other.
Be careful. Just
Be
at the
careful.
very least, man,
Dude,
be careful.
stay inside. You know how much we complain about going to school and shit, and now we get the opportunity to stay
Yeah,
inside. And now
right,
everyone's
yeah.
like, dude, I can't
Dude.
fucking take it.
I've been fucking killing it, bro, with these online classes, dog. I don't give a fuck, man.
You're definitely a homebody.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I miss being outside, but for the bigger reason, I'm
Yeah.
willing to do it. Plus,
For-
I have a pool here. No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Fuck
but
you, man. I don't got shit.
shit, you'd be under your blanket anyway. You'd be curled up in the corner of a dark room.
Swear. on jaw.
All right. Well, everyone stay safe out there. Wash your hands, stay inside, do everything necessary. Hopefully this shit passes over relatively soon. I'm probably going to cut. I've said this before in the previous quarantine episodes, but I'll probably cut those out and just say it here. This is the quarantine episode. We are doing this strictly for a reason that me and him are the only ones who have truly quarantined.
Yeah.
And it's not that the other guys haven't, but they have come in contact with a few people, and I can't take that risk of bringing it to Sierra.
Yeah.
So I can't do that. So it'll be us two for the time being. We've filmed 3 episodes so far. So we have a few on stock that we'll put out. Hopefully this shit ends soon. That way we can get back to normal. But
stay home so we can fucking
Yeah.
get back to our regular.
honestly,
shit,
so
man.
this is not normal. Hopefully y'all roll with it just like we're rolling with it. We're trying to put out content still, but stay
We're
safe.
trying our best, man.
We were debating on completely just stopping, but we thought just me and him doing it would be the safest way.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah, you haven't left
best
the
way
house.
possible. Dead ass.
I think I've left more than you.
Probably.
I fucking wear
honestly.
masks and gloves, but you definitely haven't
I
left the house.
had no reason to wear masks and
Yeah.
gloves because I've stayed in my fucking. Literally, my mom came into my fucking room the other day and she was like, "Are you depressed?"
Are you depressed?
I was like, "Bitch, I'm fucking quarantining."
Bitch, I'm surviving COVID.
She goes, "You've only been like downstairs like maybe once a fucking week." And I was like,
You fucking,
Sorry.
You're literally like a bear. You just hibernate.
"No, deadass, bro. I consider myself a professional sleeper. I don't care what you say. I can sleep for as long as I want,
Dude.
as whenever
I'm bringing that up in the next podcast. This man says he gets paid to sleep. Fuck out of here. All right. Well, thank y'all for watching. We're going to have 3 episodes for quarantine filmed so far, so expect those soon. We have an episode with Alexis Delgado, which is my girlfriend. We also have an episode with Ryan, which is a second one with him. So we have some on I was gonna say on deck, on stock.
On stock,
Yeah.
on deck. Same potato,
Same
man.
thing, but we have them on deck, so we're gonna basically put them out every Sunday. Hopefully y'all stay safe, and thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all subscribe to 2 Cents and follow us on Instagram at 2centscrew.com. And thank you, Elon Musk, for sponsoring us. You're a fucking G. Hopefully you can come up with something to stop COVID-19, but thank you.
I love you, Elon. I hope
Yeah.
you make it to Mars, man.
All right, thank y'all. Bye.
Bye. Mwah.
Stop fucking kissing them.
Any e-girls watching this?
Shit is getting real.
God damn it, Craig.
Coronavirus.